Good evening, I'm Say Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Corruption watchdog CIA files a case against 249 individuals at special court for alleged involvement in the Tikapur land controversy. First struggles to take statement from minister in the Terramox scandal. Government prepares to form a separate department to raise employment opportunities. Labour Minister says the free visa, free ticket provision hard to implement. Voting concludes in Pakistan for a new government. Mobile calls and data services suspended during polls, citing recent incidents of terror in the country. And Nepal kicks off the 3-match ODI series against Canada with a 7-run win as Kushal Bhurtel scores half-century. The second match slated for Saturday. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIA, has filed a case at the Special Court against 249 individuals, including the former chairperson of Tikapur Development Committee, citing illegal transfer of government land in the name of individuals. This is likely the first case filed by the CIA that included such a large number of defendants. The CIA had begun investigation after it was revealed that political leaders, cadres and their family members were involved in transferring around 600 kattas of government land in Tikapur to the name of various individuals. The officials of Tikapur Development Committee have also been found involved in the case. The accusation paper states that officials, including former chairperson of Tikapur Development Committee, Netra Prasad Joshi, had transferred the land of the committee in the name of their family members by forging documents. The corruption watchdog has maintained that the land, which was in the name of the committee, has been transferred in the name of various individuals based on personal interest and relations. Corruption watchdog CIA has reached the final stage of investigating into the irregularities seen in the procurement of the telecommunication traffic monitoring and fraud control system Terramox technology. However, the investigation has failed to conclude due to the authorities' inability to take statements from incumbent Minister for Health and former Minister for Communications and Information Technology, Mohan Bahadur Bosnet. Statements from incumbent Chief Secretary Baikuntha Aryal and other former ministers connected with the scandal have meanwhile already been taken. During the initial agreement for Terramox procurement, Minister Bosnet was heading the Ministry of Communication with Mahendraman Gurung as the secretary. Former Secretary Gurung has already given his statement to the authority, while Minister Bosnet has remained out of the authority's contact. The authority has also taken statements from another former Minister for Communication and Nepali Congress lawmaker Gyanendra Bahadur Karki and the then chairperson of the Telecommunications Authority, Digambar Jha. Sources say preparations are underway to take his statements within the next week to pave way for the authority to file a case. However, the inability to bring to jurisdiction a sitting minister has raised questions on the capability of the anti-graft body and on the lack of good governance on part of those in state positions. Former Speaker and Vice Chairperson of CPN Mao Centre, Krishna Bahadur Mahara, has admitted that he had assisted in releasing items from the customs of the Trivandrum International Airport, which belonged to the Chinese nationals involved in gold smuggling. The committee, led by former High Court Judge Dili Raj Acharya, had recorded Mahara's statement at their office. Mahara was found to have been in contact with a group of Chinese nationals who had smuggled 9 kilograms of gold through electric cigarettes or vapes last year. Mahara has been accused of exerting pressure to release the vapes that had been held by the Customs Department of TIA. Mahara had been in contact with Dawa Jiwang, who is a member of the group of Chinese smugglers. Mahara's son Rahul is in detention for his alleged involvement in smuggling gold, while the Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police (CIB) has not arrested Mahara yet. Likewise, Director General of the Department of Immigration, Chalak Ram Adhikari, has also been dragged into the investigation for his connection with suspicious individuals and conversation with Dawa Chiring. Following the Supreme Court's verdict to scrap the decision to swap a Giri tea state land that was done during the government led by former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, it was expected that the main opposition would admit to its weak steps. However, the party has instead claimed that the decision was not taken when Oli was at the helm of the government. The former Prime Minister, when asked about the alleged irregularities seen in the swapping of the land, used to challenge the government for a probe before making any claims. However, Supreme Court has asserted that his government had made a wrong decision and has issued a mandamus on the government to ensure the tea state land is protected. The Apex Court's verdict itself highlights that the Oli-led government's decision in 2021 to allow the tea state to relocate was not consistent with the existing provisions. Meanwhile, former Land Management Minister and CPN-UML Secretary Padma Aryal has claimed that the decision was not made by Oli-led government, despite CPN-UML having a clear majority at the parliament during that time. A writ petition was filed by advocate Om Prakash Aryal at the Supreme Court against the decision to swap more than 343 bighas of land in Jhapa's Betamod. Aryal had called the amendment of laws to make the decision a policy-level corruption. All eyes are now on the incumbent government and whether it will begin a probe now that the Supreme Court has annulled the decision. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces regarding lack of support from leaders in investigations on high-profile cases of irregularities. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
किन हुन्छ भने पार्टीको आफ्नै कार्यकर्ताहरु राखेका हुन्छ तिनीहरुले आफ्नै कार्यकर्तालाई जोगाउन खोजेका हुन्छ
ठुलठुला भ्रष्टाचार गर्नेहरु नै ठुलठुलाकै मान्छे हुन्छन् त्यसुसले यसमा राजनीति नै घुस्या हुन्छ
ठुलठुला राजनीतिक दलहरु योमा आफै नै समावेश भएको हुनाले
ठुलठुलो नेताहरुले आफ्नो मान्छे आफ्नो नातेदार ज्वाइँ भतिजा हैन भान्जा यस्ता मान्छेहरुलाई ठुलठुलो पदमा राखेको हुन्छ उनीहरुले नै भ्रष्टाचार गरेको हुन्छ
नेपालमा चाहिँ सुशासन छैन त्यही भएर पनि होला राजनीतिक दलहरुको सहयोग नभएको
ठुला स्तरका अनियमिततामा उच्च स्तरका नेताहरूले असहयोग गर्नुका कारण उच्च स्तरका नेताहरूको कुनै न कुनै ढंगबाट राजनीतिक र आर्थिक साँठगाँठ भएको हुनाले
कुनै न कुनै प्रकारले उहाँहरुको सहभागिता छ त्यसै कारणले उहाँहरुले चाहिँ त्यसलाई छलफलमा कुरा मात्रै उठाउने छलफलसम्म नटुङ्ग्याउने कुरा हो नि त
आर्थिक रूपमा चलखेल भएकै कारणले
We'll take a short break here. More news coming up. Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security Sharad Singh Bhandari has said that there are challenges in fully implementing the free visa, free ticket policy as many employers had not implemented it. Speaking during the Employment, Migration and Remit Summit organized by Kantipur Media Group, Minister Bhandari said there were employers that make applicants bear the cost of ticket and visas. As a result, many foreign employment aspirants are still having to pay large sum of money to go abroad for jobs. Minister Bhandari also said there are concerns that employers would not demand for workers if free visa, free ticket provision was fully implemented. However, he assured that the government would ensure success of the internal employment decade. The minister also called on all concerned to avoid going abroad through illegal means, but added that anyone who has taken shortcuts to foreign nations and got stranded would be taken care by the government. Minister Mahat expressed commitment to promote a culture of acknowledging Nepalese nationals who have returned from abroad with skills and capital, saying that the country depended heavily on remittances. Experts and stakeholders have urged the government to make better use of the Nepal's remittances. Speaking at the Employment, Migration and Remit Summit organized by the Kantipur Media Group, former Labour Minister DP Aryal questioned on the effectiveness of the Prime Minister's Employment General Programme. The former minister took part in the first session, focusing on the challenges to make the internal employment decade a success. In the second session that focused on remittance, Central Bank Governor Mahaprasad Adhikari called on the government for efforts to formalize the remittance route. He added that there was a need to make proper use of the over 100 billion rupees that Nepal received from its citizens working abroad. There were also voices that highlighted the failure to acknowledge the contribution of migrant workers. Government also received flack for the failure to implement the free ticket, free visa provision. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked, why has the economy struggled despite money piling up in the state coffers? Your options are A, inability to spend, B, no environment for investment, and C, wrong policy. And here's today's question. What should be done to retain the workforce that has returned with skills from abroad? Your options are A, provide entrepreneurship opportunity, B, give subsidized loan, and C, employ them based on their skill. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. Pakistan began counting votes after polling ended earlier today in a general election marred by militant attacks and suspension of mobile phone services, with authorities saying that at least 9 people were killed across the country. The vote was held as the South Asian country struggles to recover from an economic crisis, while it grapples with rising militant violence in a deeply polarized political environment. The main contests are expected to be between candidates backed by jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan's PTI party that won the last national election and the Pakistan Muslim League of another former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who analysts say is being backed by the powerful military. We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Nepal has kicked off its ODI series against Canada with a 7 runs win today. In the first match of the series played at TU Cricket Ground in Kantipur, Kushal Bhurtel scored a half-century while captain Rohit Paudel took 4 wickets. Nepal had opted to bat first and went all out for 224 runs in 50 overs. Opener Asif Sheikh returned to the pavilion scoring just 8 runs, while Rohit too went out for 8 runs. However, Kushal Bhurtel scored 62 runs in 58 balls to give Nepal some respite. His innings included 9 fours and 1 sixes. This was also his 7th half-century in one-day cricket. Bhim Sarki contributed 17 runs, Kushal Malla 20, Arif Sheikh 38 runs and Pawan Saraf added 15 runs for the Nepal innings. Sopal Kami contributed 23 runs in 27 balls to make it over 200 runs for Nepal. Debutants Rijan Thakal scored 4 runs and Surya Tamang 10. Uday Bhagwan claimed 3 wickets for Canada, Saad bin Zafar and Ishwarjot Shohi 2 each, while Shahid Ahmed Zai and Harsh Thakkar claimed 1 wicket each. Chasing a victory target of 225 runs, Canada were bowled out for 217 in 47.5 overs. Nicholas Kirtan was the highest scorer with 68 runs, followed by Pragat Singh at 50. Likewise, Harsh Thakkar added 32 runs for Canada and Aaron Johnson 20. None of the other batters scored in double digits. Rohit took 4 wickets in Nepal's win, while Lalit Rajwangshi took 2 wickets. Sopal Kami, Rijan Thakal, Pawan Saraf and Kushal Malla each claimed 1 wicket. The second match of the 3-match ODI series will be played on Saturday and the third on Monday next week. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.